Hola, bienvenidos. I am Maestra teacher and this is my Spanish channel. If you are an English speaker or just trying to learn Spanish as a second language, then this is a channel for you. Today's lesson is the most overwhelming one when it comes to learning Spanish, which is, of course, conjugating verbs or los verbos. A verb is a word that indicates the action in a sentence, and in English, it's a lot easier to conjugate them than in Spanish. Both English and Spanish languages have regular and irregular ones. For this lesson, I'm going to concentrate only on the regular ones, and later on, I will be doing a lesson for the irregulars. And also, we're going to use them in a present tense to make your life easy today. In Spanish, just like in English, we use the pronouns. That's the first thing you always have to notice. What is the pronoun? Who is doing the action? Because that's what's going to determine how you conjugate that verb. And of course, the first one is I in Spanish. I is yo. Say it. Yo. That means I. Yo. And then the second one, of course, is you. In English, you, but in Spanish, we say tú. Say it. Tú. We also say in Spanish a different one called usted. Now, tú and usted both means you, but when you use tú is when we do it informally to a person that is close to you, your own age more or less. So you would use usted if a person is older than you or you have a different kind of respect. It could be a boss or it can be someone above you at work or a different like someone you respect, maybe an older family member. So tú is more informal, usted is formal. Most of the ones we're going to use here is with tú. Okay, so the third one, of course, in English, after you is he or she. In Spanish, we say él for he, and it has a accent on el. Él means he. Ella means she. You don't say ella, you say ella. Él or ella is the next pronoun. And then also, when it's plural form, you say ellos for men and ellas for women. Ellos, ellas. We also have us. In Spanish, we say nosotros. And of course, we can also say, if it's all women, nosotras. Nosotros, nosotras. There is another one called vosotros and vosotras, which is us as well. But vosotros and vosotras, we don't use that in America. That is only used in Spain. For matters of these videos, to make your life easy because you're just beginning to learn Spanish, we're only going to focus on yo, which is I, tú, how would you say it for tú, second person, and él, ella, or ellos, okay? We're not going to concentrate much on nosotros or vosotros or anything like that. We just practice the basic of the basics. Verbs in Spanish have three ways to end, either with an AR, ar, or an ER, or IR, ir, depending on the verb. It's either R, or ir. And of course, depending on who's the one, again, doing the action, that ending of the verb is going to change. I will remind you now that in my class, I would like for you to, of course, actively participate. Today is one of those days that this class needs your complete participation. You are going to look at the picture, which shows the action I'm going to mention, and you are going to read the verb, and then I'm going to mention the conjugation for the three I, you, and he or she, and so on, and you will repeat it. The more you practice, the better you'll get to memorize that conjugation and use it in a sentence. Let's begin. The first verb that we're learning to say in Spanish is to talk. To talk in Spanish, we say hablar. Say it. Hablar. Yo hablo. Tú hablas. Él or ella habla. Ellos hablan. That's the way to conjugate it. The next one, to eat. In Spanish, we say comer. Yo como, tú comes, él or ella come, ellos or ellas comen. Say it. Good. The verb walk or to walk. In Spanish, caminar. Caminar. And this is how you conjugate. Yo camino. Tú caminas. Él or ella camina. Ellos, ellas caminan. If you start noticing a pattern, if you say I, yo, it ends usually with O. You change the ending to an O. Okay, that's the first thing you should have noticed. Let's try another one. To cook. To cook in Spanish, cocinar. Cocinar. Yo cocino. Tú cocinas. Él or ella cocina. Ellos cocinan. Have you noticed again? The pattern when it comes to I, yo, it turns into an O. Okay? When the second one, tú, you usually add an S. In the third one, you take away the S. And in the last one, you add the N. Let's practice now on your own. You have here the verb to work in Spanish, trabajar. How would you conjugate this verb following the pattern that we just discussed? Now here we have the correct conjugations. Yo trabajo, tú trabajas, él o ella trabaja, ellos, ellas trabajan. Good job. We'll practice more a little later. Let's practice another one. We have touch, to touch something. In Spanish, we say tocar. Say it. Tocar. Yo toco. Tú tocas. Él o ella toca. Ellos, ellas tocan. Let's do a couple more. To smile, in Spanish, sonreír. Sonreír, say it. Yo sonrío. Tú sonríes. Él o ella sonríe. Ellos, ellas sonríen. To buy, in Spanish, comprar. Comprar. Yo compro. Tú compras. Él o ella compra. Ellos, ellas compran. Time to practice again on your own. Here you have another verb, to run, correr. How would you conjugate correr in Spanish? Remember, yo should end with an O, tú should end with an S, él or ella, you take away that S, ellos, ellas, you should put an N. Practice. Yo, tú, él, ella, ellos, ellas. If you were able to write down the yo corro, tú corres, él o ella corre, ellos, ellas corren, then you did a good job. And now let's go on with our practice of more verbs. Hug, in Spanish, abrazar. To hug, we say abrazar. Yo abrazo, tú abrazas, él o ella abraza, ellos, ellas abrazan. All right, now let's practice actually having a conversation, some sentences using those verbs. Let's begin. If you want to express that you work at a school, you would say, yo trabajo en la escuela. Yo is I, trabajo is work, en la escuela means at school. Say it. Yo trabajo en la escuela. If you play an instrument, if you're an artist and you want to say that you play the guitar in Spanish, you would say, yo toco la guitarra. Yo toco la guitarra. Okay? Remember that in Spanish, you cannot say play. Play in Spanish, we say jugar, but you cannot say yo juego la guitarra. That is incorrect. You have to use touch. Yo toco la guitarra. Okay? If you want to say that you wash clothes on Saturdays, you will say yo lavo ropa los sábados. Yo lavo ropa los sábados. Or if you want to say that she shops a lot or spends a lot of money, you would say ella compra mucho. Ella compra mucho. Thank you so much for practicing with me this lesson today. Later on, we will have more lessons regarding to verbs. The more you practice them, the better you'll get at them. Please like my video, subscribe to my channel, leave a message if you want to, and I'll see you in my next lesson. Hasta luego.